Jenner's 70th birthday party. Here we come.
Kris Jenner turned 70, and through the definition of a star-studded party, the world's most famous momager shared exclusive photos from the event. But according to TMZ, two of her high-profile invitees pulled a move straight out of 007 and avoided the paparazzi. Beyoncé and Jay-Z. No entrance shots. No leaks. Hours later, Kris Jenner shared a photo of herself, hugged tight between Tina Knowles and her billionaire daughter Beyoncé, proving that the Carters were really there. But notice who's missing. Jay-Z. No pics, no proof, no trace. While Hova was keeping things low-key, someone else was making sure his name stays loud and clear. Not in a club, but in a courtroom, that is. Because Jay-Z might have skipped the spotlight, but the headlines didn't skip him. Kris Jenner's 70th birthday turned into a Hollywood roll call. The guest list was so legendary that even Jenner's daughters, who are kind of famous, didn't really gather that much attention. Seriously, this was probably the only moment in pop culture where the entire cast of the Kardashians, minus their mother, were outshadowed. That takes some serious gravitas and billions of dollars. Speaking of billions of dollars, the celebration went down at none other than Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's Beverly Hills estate. Because when the world's most famous momager hits the big 7-0, she doesn't do it small, but even with paparazzi swarming the gates, two guests pulled off something what many would call impossible in 2025. They showed up, partied, and left without a trace. At least that's what TMZ reported in the first place. According to the outlet, Jay-Z and Beyoncé went full 007 to celebrate Kris Jenner's 007-themed party. No arrival shots or no leaks from guest stories. It took a Kris Jenner photo dump to prove that the Carters were actually there, as reported. Though a smiling Kris Jenner sandwiched between Beyoncé and her mother, Tina Knowles is still visible on IG. There's still no news from Jay-Z, and for a man already dodging more than cameras these days, his absence didn't go unnoticed. Because while his wife and mother-in-law were shining and rocking their perfect smiles toward cameras, Jay-Z's name was popping up somewhere else entirely, and not necessarily in a flashy way either. Hova's name popped up in a story connected to Rymir Satterthwaite once again, the New Jersey man who has long claimed to be the rapper's biological son. Though Satterthwaite dropped his federal lawsuit against the rapper last summer due to a lot going on behind closed doors, his paternity fight is far from over because now, in Satterthwaite's stead, it's his godmother Lily Coley carrying that torch. Coley, like Satterthwaite, alleges that the Rock Nation founder is Satterthwaite's biological father. And according to a lawsuit she'd filed earlier in 2025, she's alleged that Jay-Z has been dodging DNA tests and personal responsibility thanks to his status. However, on November 6th, following the ruling of Judge Sherilyn Peace Garnett, Coley's case was dismissed with prejudice, effectively opening the way for Jay-Z to pursue sanctions over the allegations Satterthwaite's godmother must have seen what's coming her way. Since she had filed for an emergency restraining order against Jay-Z, which was ultimately denied. While many believed that this would be the end of this story, which has been going on for over a decade, Lily Coley came back earlier than anyone expected. According to Hot New Hip Hop, Coley filed a notice of appeal in California's 9th Circuit on November 5th after Judge Garnett's ruling. Reportedly, the new motion takes a different route, tackling points that were not addressed in the original dismissal. Hot New Hip Hop's report suggests that Coley is now working toward an appeal for reconsideration instead of an amendment appeal. What's not so good news for Team Satterthwaite is that even though this new motion is accepted, it won't be blocking Jay-Z and his legal team to pursue sanctions against Rymir Satterthwaite and Lily Coley. For context, Jay-Z's camp has consistently denied every allegation related to paternity. Dismissing Satterthwaite and Coley's attempts as baseless and meritless, the Carters are still making headlines at the top of the entertainment pyramid. But stories like these paint a picture in stark contrast with their image. It's as if this whole story is a giant reminder of something Notorious B.I.G. once said, "Mo money, mo problems." If the past few years, especially what happened to Sean Diddy Combs, have proven anything, it's no matter how quiet Jay-Z keeps it, his name will always find its way back into the conversation whether he shows up or not.